1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're a runner, you need to get fired up because I'm about to give you one of the best kept secrets in the training world. This technique is called the good form running technique, and I am not the creator of it. I am simply a lover of it because over the past 7 years, I've seen it help tons of people get faster and feel better when they run. I don't know if New Balance actually created this running form, but holy cow, they have done the training world a huge service by teaching people about it. And if you don't know about this running style, you need to know about it because it can absolutely save your knees. Before we get into the style of running, why do you need to know about it? Why does it work? It's my opinion that the body was designed specifically to help cushion your joints and keep them really, really safe. Having super supportive shoes has done us a huge disservice because it allows people to run all kinds of strange ways, specifically a way where people strike their heel really hard. If you didn't have supportive shoes on, you wouldn't be able to run like that because it would destroy your feet. But now that we have super squishy shoes, basically pillows underneath, you can run however you want to and smack your feet into the ground and have no ill effects on your feet, but you are damaging your knees long term because of the impact of the way that you're running. So if we train your body to run in a way that's biomechanically advantageous so you don't develop all these nasty bruises and nasty tensions on your joints, you'll actually be able to save your joints for the long haul. Now here's the deal. I'm also a big fan of the idea that you could simply, instead of having to use these 4 really simple tips, you could simply go outside and start running with shoes that don't have much padding on them, and it would naturally align you anyway. But if you're not going to do that and you like your regular running shoes, then using this style can really help save your muscles, joints, everything long term. So let's get into it. First off, this is the good form running technique. There are 4 basic parts of this technique: posture, midfoot strike, cadence, and lean. The great part is that New Balance has come up with several ways for you to be able to actually work on these relatively easily. Form is one of the easiest ones for you to work on. All you need to do is stand here, reach both arms all the way up overhead, and then start to lower your arms down to your sides, but as you do, keep your shoulders right where they are. As you get your arms all the way down to the side, you'll notice that you're in a really good posture. And this is the posture that you want to try to be in more often. Now when you go to run, think about maintaining the shoulder posture and you will align the rest of your body. Second on their list is the midfoot strike. Now when you go for a run, if you were to film yourself from the side, most of you when you run will notice that your heel hits before the rest of your foot, and that when you land, if you were to record yourself on camera, you would land somewhere like this with this shin bone in front of you. If you're going to switch to this style running, what you'd want to do is have someone record you from the side, and you want to hit your foot completely flat because that puts a shock dispersion through the ground instead of accumulating in your heel. And when you land, you want your shin to be vertically straight up and down rather than out in front of your knee. That will allow the shock absorption mechanism of your butt and hips to work at the same time, so you develop less tension on your knee. If you're upright and you're reaching and hitting your heel to think that you're trying to grab at the ground harder, you're actually stopping yourself momentarily. All that force is traveling up in your knee. You pause for a second, then you've got to overcome that and you've got to pull yourself through to keep running. If you have this midfoot strike when you hit, literally all your momentum is moving straight forward the entire time with no braking at all. The third one they write down is cadence, but I want to skip on that and go straight on to the lean. If you lean like this and then start to fall, you get up into a position where, and you fall forward, right? You hit flat foot, you get into a position where you've got this lean. This body lean should be present the entire time that you run, if you're going for endurance. So if you think about allowing your whole body to lean forward slightly, you get in this position where your step fall, and you're almost just falling on your foot every time, and your body momentum is actually carrying you forward. So you're not braking, you're not having to grab at the ground to pull yourself forward, and you're actually almost falling into your run the whole time. Once you get those components down, you can add the last one, I like to call it the last one, which is your cadence. Your cadence, if you put up at 180 steps per minute, is going to seem ridiculously fast for you. Now, back when I started teaching this and working with it, we used to have a separate metronome to have people run, but now there's so many metronome apps on your cell phone, it's so easy now to just find a metronome app on your phone and hit it and start running to it. This is what 180 beats per minute sounds like. So most of us will run probably around 120 to 130 beats per minute, and this is 133. So at this tempo, imagine each step and that's most of our tempos. If we crank it up to 180, where good form is suggesting that you start running, you'll be all the way up here. So this is significantly faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as you hit the metronome, start running, and you'll find that you actually have to shorten your stride a little bit, but you're going to have it increase the amount of times that you step to keep up with this and practice that flat foot strike. This takes a little bit of getting used to, but everybody that I've seen who starts to implement this, especially if you're an overstrider, has a tendency to feel a lot better while they run. Not only do you get to save your knees, but there's a little muscle up in the top of your hips called your tensor fascia lata. Your tensor fascia lata is responsible for helping to turn your leg. So a lot of times when people start to step out and they heel strike, Their foot also starts to rotate in a little bit, and that overuses the tensor fasciae lata, which causes discomfort. People who have discomfort up there often end up needing to foam roll a lot in the fronts of their hips, and it can also, if it gets over tight, and turn off some of your butt muscles so that they don't work quite as well as they should to give you the amount of power that they need. So go out and give good form running a try. It's a really solid way of working with your body and can really help to save your joints for the long term, as well as giving you increased power output and better times overall. Don't forget to check out the video just before this, what I'll put a link up to here, and the video to come, which I'll end up putting a link for right down here, for this 3-part series on running.